Alright, so I guess here we go. This is the Stanley Parable. Not really sure what to add on here, but let's get it.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay, well, I guess that's me. I am Stanley.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Can't read any of that. I mean, there's nobody here. He's pretty well saying it all. Guess we just keep going through here. Touch anything? Cute. Maybe all we read. I can't read that.
Oops.
Way too small. Haha, blaze it. Where are we?
Oops.
I thought that was somebody standing there. Scared the
Oops.
out of me, man. And chill. Hey, Mondays, same brother.
Oops.
Yes. Yes. Okay. That's
When Stanley
okay.
came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Why? Why do I enter the door on my left? Just because you told me to?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Alright, to my boss's office. Where is my boss's office? Okay. Typical business stuff. What? That's
Oops.
weird. Okay. Well, I don't imagine that's any use. It's kind of odd. Wait. On your boss appreciation minute worksheet, circle the top 20 things you love. Oh,
Oops.
you. Solving interpersonal conflict. If you ever find yourself in a conflict with another diligent employee like yourself, but more inclined. Your slideshow's too fast. Can we jump? Can't even interact with anything. He told me to go to my boss's office. I guess that's what we're gonna do. I don't care for that. Love the love this. And it's even better that nobody's even here. Oh man. What's so wrong about it?
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
So my boss's office is upstairs. I don't understand what's going on. He's telling me everything to do. That's the executive bathroom. Can I go in there? Oh, it's
Oops.
locked. Bet that's a nice bathroom. Okay, if nobody's here, who keeps closing the doors? I don't like that. Oh, you son of
Oops.
a... Excuse me. I just want to get over there to read that. I'm not going to read it upside down. I might read it upside down. Business time. That's all I'm getting. So much for that. Okay, so this is only open door. I imagine this is probably going to close behind me as well. My boss's
Staring into
office.
his manager's
Yep.
office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover
Wow.
no indication of any human life. Shocked,
That's...
unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the
So
keypad
much
behind
bare
the boss's
wall.
desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
What was that, 2485?
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never
2845.
possibly know that the combination was
Okay.
2845.
Right. How would I ever know that unless you told me? Is that a camera? That is a camera.
2845.
I hear you, dude. Just hang on. The ceilings are so high. Why? There's so much bare wall. Dude. You need more books. That'd look cool. Stacked up.
But it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the
Oh.
door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Okay. I was just wanted to check shit
Oops.
out, man. Okay, well, where do I go then? Oh. Jeez. Okay. I don't know how I didn't notice that. Can't see nothing back there. Yes, we're going down. Oh my gosh, something I can interact with. Yippee, I'd jump for joy if I could figure out how to jump.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
I mean, what they wanted, Stanley. What they wanted. Good for you to actually trying to think. I'm just
Stanley walked
checking
straight ahead through the
corners
large
like
door
something's
that
gonna
read
jump out at me.
Mind Control Facility.
Oh man. Do like how nice and empty and peaceful everything is. This is dark. I don't care for that. What's down here though? A desk? Who works here? I press the button. What's this say? I zoom in. Oh, I press the
An
button.
enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Interviewing and interrogation techniques. Oh. Dear Jerry, Sarah, July, Durs, Jars. I can't tell what that says. Okay, so it lit up. It's not so dark no more. This looks like where they launch missiles from, though. Is this a safe place to be? Kind of feels like Star Wars. And there's more desks. Buttons. A button. Guess I'm gonna press the button. I haven't been paying much attention to what the guy's saying. Sorry, narrator. I could read what those say. Employee observation protocol. That can't see nothing past that. Hope it's nothing important. And I take the pen. Everybody always steals mine. Come on. Probably stole it from me. Are those cigarette butts? Bro, you can smoke in here? Bro. I think I left my smokes in the car. Well,
Oops.
can I steal this pen? No. Can I turn the light on? I turned all the other lights on. Come on. Come on. So another I hate Mondays. These guys really hate Mondays. What day is it? Monday? Okay, well, I guess all I can do is press the big button.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley,
Crazy.
eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
I mean, I get it though. Been there, man. Been there. 472. Well, forward we go since the gate opened, I suppose. And the rest of this place kind of grew. Don't know what that means.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Yeah. Seems that way.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Honestly, you were happy though, right? Do I get a flashlight? I feel like I kind of need one. Looks cool.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Are you my conscience? Oh, turn it off. What happened?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And
I
yet,
hope it was everything
even as
you
the
wanted.
immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone?
What am I
How had he
around?
been freed from the machine's grasp? What other
Obviously,
mysteries
it
did
was the
this
idol
strange building
or
hold?
offline or
But
whatever.
as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley
You know, I
stepped
kind of vibe
through
with
the
it
open
though.
door.
Yeah, absolutely. Come on, let's go.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Is that it? Wait. I'm back in my office. I think I looked at 472. Oh, that's funny. I'm really starting to think I might actually be dyslexic. I was thinking 2485 for the pin, and this I thought 472. Ooh, man. That's comical. Okay. What time is it? Almost noon. The day. I kind of vibe with that first one. I think I don't know if that was it or what, but it was kind of nice. I mean, that's what it kind of feels like. What it kind of feels like. Well, anyway, I guess.
All his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. So it restarted? Did anything change?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Yeah, again. Oh. Turned off the computer. Can I stick my finger in that?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
No, but I apparently finished the story, bud. Just give me a second. Is that really it? That couldn't have been it, right? Not really much else to look at in here. Close my office door. Well, why does he get... Why do I get... Why is my office so small? It's way bigger. Why does it get a window? I don't want a window, but why would you want a window? That's weird. I wouldn't want a window. I like solitude, I suppose. Because I mean, even just the whole vibe of this game is quite nice. There's nobody here. Everything's a little just almost uneasy, kinda just makes you curious, I think. Man, gets the juices flowing. See, like that, that's weird. What even? Is there like a dedicated person in here that just sharpens pencils, and then this is for backup whenever they're too backed up over there for the whole office? And these guys are in cubicles and they're not even in offices. That sucks. Sorry, guys. You still have to have cameras on you. They don't even have places for the cameras. I don't even see them anywhere. Get it though. I've worked in a place where it was nothing but on camera all the time, and honestly, leaving that place of employment felt a lot, I think, like the way the end of that first one felt. But let's check it out. We're back in here. Legendary. Knowing your city. Yeah, no, it's too small for me. I was able to turn that one computer off. I don't know why. I can turn them off, but I can't turn them back on. Can you open any of these? Is it making noises? You left your computer on too. Waste of electricity. Where you at? Come on. You got a second door and windows on both sides? What a odd setup. Hold up. Wait. What? Wait, what? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Okay. It's gotta be a level in the back rooms. It don't make any sense. What? This isn't even an office. Why is it closed? Why is that closed? What? Yeah, it's just randomly generated.
Oops.
I don't remember where he told me to go. Oh, let's see.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No thanks.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah, I guess so.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really
Pretty
been
nice.
worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here,
I dig it.
drinking it all in.
Little bear on the walls, but you know, I like that. I like that. I like.
Yes,
pretty alright.
really, really worth it being here in the room.
Mm-hmm.
A room
Absolutely.
so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
And you know
Really
what?
worth
They
it.
can stay gone. Actually, I don't like having to interact with them on my way to my office.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
You think so? Yeah, you're just starting to sound like anxiety.
Oops.
Mother-
Oops.
Waiting for more dialogue.
Wait.
But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Yeah. Can I get a soda pop? Need that Dr. Pepper. Give me that Dr. Pepper. Where's the Dr. Pepper? No Dr. Pepper. Oh, come on. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? I see bananas, grapes, beppis, and some water. Can I get some water? Nope. Guess I'm broke.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
But that door's open too. I did what you told me to last time, and it just ended the game, I think, and it kind of made me sad because it was like very freeing. Holy. It is thunderstorming. Jeez. Okay. Okay.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's
That's
incredible
true.
he wasn't fired years ago.
Wow. Kind of fucked up. But like, I don't understand. You told me what to do. Why was that so like freeing? That doesn't. And why was that the end of the game? I'm just so confused still. So I go down. I think I can get in there.
Look, Stanley, I
No,
think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm
possibly.
not your enemy, really, I'm not.
I
I
didn't think you
realize that
were.
investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Yeah, why
There's
are you
someone
telling me
you've
what to
been
do?
neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
No, so now you're making this about my wife?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
What? Okay.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Okay. Why is this like an interrogation room though? So weird.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
I wanna come inside. You're kind of a It's a weird coincidence. This isn't my office.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Okay, so you're like really buckling down on telling me what to do now, huh? Story about my death, huh? Did, is that what that first ending was? Like, I died? Was free? Am I really being forced to do this?
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Thanks. Yeah, that is an L. For sure. L for Stanley.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
I mean, not everybody chooses, man. But I'll press your
But in his
silly
mind,
buttons.
in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Well, that's kind of depressing. Now let's watch some TV.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Hmm. Let's spend some time
he
with the
went
boys.
He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
That's sweet. O or 0? Okay, it's not O.
As he wandered through this
0.
fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Absolutely.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
No. I'll give it to you this time.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't
I
make the
pressed
rules.
it.
I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I
So there's more? What is happening? I would have a I hate Mondays mug in my office. I didn't even notice that before. Yeah. I think right there's a good stopping place for now. Really confused about what's going on. It's really interesting though. I like that it seems like no matter what path you seem to take, it just continues building onto a story. Even the first one, it took me to an ending, I guess. I did get an achievement saying I beat the game or something, but I don't know, that just didn't feel like the end, and I feel like he went into that on the last one, talking about how Stanley had come up with these fantasies that he called the Stanley Parable. And yeah, I don't know. It just is kind of interesting. I want to play through it some more and see if there's something to it all. But for now, I'm gonna leave it there. Yeah. Bye-bye.